Adam here, and as we've decided to start adding more copies of the magazine and its sister publications to our archives here at Wizards HQ, it seemed like it's only fair that we share with you the recent acquisitions because by the time we get to them in the life of the podcast, it'll still seem fresh and new. We'll be getting more in depth at that time, but it might be exciting to you now, things you maybe didn't know existed. But before we go ahead into time, we're going to go back in time with this issue of Wizard 21. Now, you may be saying, why did you buy another copy of Wizard 21? I know Michael is saying that, especially when you've already covered it on the show, not likely to go back. Well, the reason is these little goodies that were polybagged in, okay? And this is pretty neat here because this here is just a Stormwatch trading card. As you can see, it's got that nice prismatic holographic effect there. But more exciting, perhaps, for us who like the obscure, is this lenticular trading card. But look, the lenticular effect, it's not working too well. Maybe we need to see it in a larger format. Oh, there we go. Yep, okay. So this is from Art Comics. This is the Art Comics premiere. We've actually covered this on a previous video way back when, the Gimmicks grab bag. As you can see, it's just a card that was kind of glued to the cover of a standard comic book. Not the highest quality, but I just find it so interesting that Wizard was, working with them closely enough that they were willing to pack in a trading card to help promote this comic book company that was on the rise in 1993. But even more exciting here, let's see if I can get this out of the way so you can see it better, is an admission ticket for the NASA 2. Oh, it's very exciting. It's the sequel comic book event that was taking place in May 1993 on the 14th, 15th, and 16th in Long Island. Michael, Steven, did you attend? You'll have to tell us in the comments below. But what's interesting about this is that, Wizards branding is on this admission ticket, and you could actually just get in, kind of come meet them. Although, I checked in with longtime Wizard editor Brian Cunningham if he had any memory of this event. He did not. He said he did not attend it. So I'm very curious to know which staffers were, tasked to go there and represent. Was Gareb himself at Nassau too? If you went there, all you East Coast listeners, let us know. Very curious. But now that is part of the archives, a piece of the Wizard history. Here's another interesting piece of Wizard history, though. Toons Magazine. This is actually the second issue of Toons Magazine, and obviously very big. Doug Goldstein, who we've had on the show several times, has told us that they soon learned that by putting Pikachu on the cover, you could just sell many, many more magazines. And so that's what they do here, these like secrets of the Pokemon and all of that. We actually have the first issue in the archives, but why does it... Toy Fair? No, it's not Toy Fair. This is an ad for Toy Fair. We somehow lost the cover to it, and whatever I can't even remember where we got this issue to add to the archives. I think it just came in a lot. But this is actually the first issue of Toons Magazine. I believe there were only two. There might have been a third, but to my knowledge, there's only two. Just not one of the magazines that took off like Toy Fair did. Now, looking again to the future, this is something we will cover soon enough, but Wizard 2000, okay, was like a big issue for them where they were like, oh, the future is now, as you can see on the top there. And they did 3 different covers for it, okay? So we have this one here with a nice smattering of, manga-style American superheroes. But we also have a polybagged copy here, which came with a free Avengers comic book. So it's very exciting. But also, again, just like the grouping of characters. I mean, you got the Maestro here. You got Captain America from Earth X. You got what looks like Kingdom Come Superman. I mean, there's just a lot of cool characters in the mix here. And in the back, yes, there was an AOL subscription disc and this Captain Marvel comic. So there's a lot of fun things inside this issue when we get to it. There's actually a third cover that we do have in the archives as well, but we just added those two. So that was really fun to see. Now, another spin-off magazine. This is Wizard Edge magazine. This is happening in 2002. As you can see, Kevin Smith was all the rage. You got Bone. And, so the idea here was that they were trying to spotlight the independent comics movement, right? Who were the superstars on the rise that maybe were going to get noticed, who were self-publishing. So in these pages, they were definitely covering all that type of material. We have other copies of Wizard Edge as well in the archives. So, but that'll be an interesting anomaly to get to. It's like, okay, they were covering not the hottest comics, but the up and coming comics, or the hottest comics in the independent space. You know, it's kind of an interesting realm to operate in. So we'll see how that went. Finally, here though, also in 2002. Stan Lee, ooh, being Simpsonized, being attacked by the incredible Bulk there. The Homer Simpson as the Hulk bashing through a wall. So that's just a very fun issue when you look at it here, because this is one of those things where Stan Lee, always an exciting figure in comics, but this is the first time he had like a cover to himself, and it's not even his face, you know? I mean, technically his face, but in a caricature form. So anyway, I just find that interesting here. Not a lot for extras, although it looks like right here we have a Spider-Man 2 movie trading card, so that's kind of cool. Oh, not even Spider-Man 2. Guys, that's from the original Spider-Man. There's a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trading card. So yeah, I forgot, 2002. That's right when it was coming out. So yeah, so anyway, that's a fun addition. I actually bought this. We were recording episode 48. And I started talking about Stan Lee, and he'd written this weird book, and it just got me thinking it happened to be on Stan Lee's birthday. And so I was like, let me see if we can find an issue to add to the archives, because we were missing this. So there it is. But yeah, so there you go. Just a couple fun and interesting Wizard-related magazines that are now part of the archives. If you remember picking those up, we'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Of course, stay subscribed, because we have many more videos to come. It's something for 2022 we're planning to do a lot more of. Get to you here on YouTube. But of course, always listen to Wizards, the podcast guide to comics, on your favorite podcast app. Or go leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or just give us a like here. We're happy with that as well. Give us a little heart, right? Of course, you can always find us on Twitter at Wizards Comics, on Instagram at Wizards_comics. And until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.